everyone, I'm going to be making a video to show you what it is that you need once you do get your pet. These are all the items that you're going to need before you do receive your pet, whether it's flying, driving, or even when you come and pick them up. I just want to make sure that they are well taken care of so that we do not have issues with hypoglycemia and you don't have to run to the vet the first couple of hours after you get it, because it does get stressed out when it goes from one home to another. So here you have it. So you're going to start off with 3 bowls. We're going to tell you exactly what the puppy is eating. So they're either eating Royal Canine, which is the extra small bite puppy food, or we also go with Buffalo Blue, which is really good, depending on how tiny the puppy is. We personally like Royal Canine because they offer the smallest bites, and it is also a really good brand. So now you're going to put them in a bowl, and for demonstration purposes, I'm just going to put a little bit. Now you're going to add a little bit of sugar. Now the reason that we add a little bit of sugar is to keep their sugar level up. Little ones tend to not eat a lot and tend to play a lot and kind of forget to eat, and their metabolism is very small and slow. And it's good to just add a bit of sugar to their food, so when they are eating, they always have a little bit of that sugar in their body, and that keeps their sugar up. So if they do eat only once or twice a day, and if they nibble just a little bit, they have enough sugar to keep them going. Another thing also is you want to give them NutriCal. Now it comes in 2 forms. It can come in a tube like this. It's a high-calorie nutritional supplement. It is for puppy, as you can see, and it also is called NutriCal or NutriStat. Both of them are the same. They are a nutritional supplement. You can get them online or pet store. And if you look in the back, it's full of vitamins, from vitamin A, D, E, potassium, calcium. Anyways, this is a great supplement. It comes in a very thick, kind of a pasty, sticky, very sweet kind of. Here, I'm going to squeeze some here. So you take a little bit, you put it on the tip of your finger, and you give it to them. Sometimes they love to lick it off the tube. You can do that as well. If not, then obviously you're going to have to put it on your finger and squeeze their mouth and open their mouth and put it in. If that's still not working, then I always suggest a syringe. You can put it inside here, the hole, and then kind of squeeze the product out to about 1 cc or maybe a little more. And then you just kind of put it on the side of their mouth. And then just kind of inject it slowly and stop, and they'll swallow it and give it to them. They usually like it. It's very sweet and very yummy. So, and that's, again, to keep their sugar level up, and you need to do this about 3 times a day. Now, as far as water, we don't give them water. I know you're going to think, what do you mean you don't give them water? We usually give them Pedialyte. So it's called Pedialyte or Pediatric, electrolyte. There's different brand, but Pedialyte is usually the brand we use. This is kind of a generic from Walgreens. Pedialyte is just like water, but it's got a lot of electrolyte, which kind of gives them that extra, how do you call it? Vitamin or electrolytes to their, it's got potassium and sodium, and it just gives them a lot more than just water. So we pour that in, and I'm going to show it to you. Again, I'm just not going to put a lot, just a little bit to show you. And then once you do have their Pedialyte in the water, I also recommend that you add a little bit of sugar to their water. So we're going to go ahead and pour a little bit of just regular sugar, and then you mix it together. I recommend that you warm up the Pedialyte just a little bit, or you can just add a little bit of hot water. So here's a little bit of warm water. I throw it in there. It kind of dilutes the sugar, but you don't have to do that. That's a step that you don't need to. Just the fact that the sugar is in there, it'll dissolve by itself eventually. After a couple of hours, you won't see the sugar anymore. So you just kind of mix it, and there you have it. So now, as far as the 3rd bowl, I always like to leave an option for our puppies. I like to give them wet food. Sometimes they get home, they don't want their dry food, they're stressed out. Wet food, it's very hard to resist. So I go to the store and get them either beef in beef gravy, which is Gerber, it's a baby food, or I'll also give them turkey and turkey gravy, any type of meat. I'll just take a little bit, I'll open it, take a spoon or 2, put it in there. I'll also add a little bit of sugar. Don't forget your sugar, just a little bit. Doesn't have to be a lot. Or if for some reason your puppy does not like it, I would go with puppy chicken and beef to make sure it's puppy and it's Caesar. You open it, just take a little bit. It gets it's pretty dense, and just squeeze it in your hands and just, and then sprinkle some sugar. Or you can go with Chef Michael's. They have a bunch of stuff in there, meat and veggies. And then, or you can go with Wellness, which is another holistic brand that I really, really like for them because it's got DHA, it's got a bunch of stuff. So that's your option of wet food. We also like to throw in cereals. They love it. It's healthy. Sometimes there's wheat inside. I like to throw it in their food early in the morning and late at night. So I'll leave that there and mix it together. So sometimes it'll entice them to eat the other food as well. And so they'll start nibbling on that. And then at night, I give them another handful. It's usually gone by the evening. So morning and night, this is what they get. Also, sometimes the wet food will create diarrhea. Or when the pet gets to your home, they will have diarrhea just because of the stress. I strongly recommend Imodium. Imodium here is something that you need to go buy at your local pharmacy, as well as the Pedialyte. And Imodium AD, make sure it's for children. What I'll do is I'll open it. I will put just mine up to here, not even, and that's what, less than a cc, I think. And then just give it to them in the morning and at night, and that should stop the diarrhea. So wonderful stuff here to know. Now, in case of hypoglycemia, very important, grab a glass of warm water, not boiling, just warm from the tab. Make sure when you touch it, it feels warm. Pour a little bit of sugar in there, actually a little more than a little. I would say about 2 full tablespoons. Mix it together. And don't put a lot of water, just the bottom. Make sure that it's all dissolved. Once you see it's dissolved, you're going to take your syringe. You're going to take the water out from there. And once you have enough water and sugar, you're going to inject it in the puppy, in the puppy's mouth. And now you're going to do that 2 times. And you're going to make sure your syringe is up to the middle here. Not completely, just, and then you're going to do it 2 times, but slowly. Sometimes, even though they're lifeless, they're not dead. They're breathing. It's just that they're hypoglycemic. And then you'll see they'll come back to it. It takes between 15 minutes to 30 minutes, but in the meantime, they are lifeless. So you want to keep on giving them the NutriCal. Put that in their mouth while they're lifeless, just a little bit of it, and then you're going to go with the water, sugar. And then you're going to wait a little bit and keep on doing that. We do have the recipe, the exact recipe of what you need in order for the puppy to respond. And once it does respond, we need you to, or as you're doing that in the car, if you have someone helping you to do it, you run to your vet, and then they'll put the puppy on IV and make sure that it comes back to it. But usually sugar and water should do it. They will stay down for a little while, so about 15 minutes. So don't panic, but you will see them stand up or slowly kind of lift their heads and just show signs of life. So those are the things that, I'm sorry I'm talking quickly. I'm just trying to put this video under 10 minutes, and I'm just wanting to inform you as much as possible. So there you have it. This is what you need. And if you have all of these items before you get your puppy from us, you should be fine. 90% of the time you don't need to use all that, but it does happen in the extra micro that these things do happen. They're very common. Hypoglycemia is the #1 killer of puppies. So it is really important that you just follow these little recipes. These little simple steps will avoid this whole problem. And also vaccines. Vaccines, they're very, very deadly. They can be deadly. They're very hard on the little ones, but sometimes they have to be done before they leave. So you have to also be very vigilant and care for them, attentively if they do end up having a little fever due to vaccinations or any type of other issues due to vaccinations. So, all right, well, I hope I have covered some of your questions, and if not, then just email us at info@microteacuppuppy, or just go to our website at teacups with an S, Pomeranian.com. All right, thank you. Bye-bye.